Hey guys, Dan here at Factory 5 again. We're working on our Mark IV complete kit. In the last couple videos, we showed you how to take inventory on your kit and take the body off the frame to get you to this point. Today, we're going to be working on the front suspension, showing you how to put together the spindles and brakes, upper lower control arms, and the shock assembly. Now you can see here, we've got the lower control arm going on the car. We'll go ahead and put the bolts in, putting them in the first set of holes, and then go ahead and anywhere where you might see a gap between the control arm tabs, you're going to need to put in one of the spacer washers provided in the kit. Now we're going to go ahead and assemble our upper control arm. We're going to screw our ball joint into our upper control arm assembly, taking note that the Zerk fittings on the pivot sleeve are going to need to be facing up on either side. Once that's in place, we're going to put our Zerk fitting into the top of our ball joint and then mount our control arm onto the car. You want to take note that the one washer included is going to need to go on the bolt that's on the front side of the mounting arm, and that no washer will be used on the back side. Once that's all set, make sure that all of your pivot points on the upper control arm are loose so that down the road when you do your initial alignment, you can go ahead and get everything in the spec. Hey guys, now we're going to be mounting up the spindle. You're going to want to go ahead and take your ball joint boots, mount those on, firmly seat them over the ball joint, and then take the spindle, mount the spindle onto the upper and lower ball joint, putting each spacer underneath each respective castle nut, and then tightening the castle nut down to put your cotter pin in place. Once that's all set, we're going to mount the steering arm on, making sure to take note that it does point outwards towards the brake rotor when you mount it. You need to do this before we slide the hub into place. That way we can get the bolts in so you can tighten everything up. Alright guys, with the spindle now in place, we're going to go ahead and set our shock in. Follow the instructions in the manual to assemble the coilover itself. And then once it's all set, we're going to put it with the body up, and you'll want the coil spring down towards the lower control arm. You'll want to use the two large spacers up top and the two smaller spacers on the bottom with a washer underneath each nut. Simply start by doing one end of the shock, usually the upper, slide the bolt through the spacers, through the shock, tighten it up, and then bring the lower control arm up to the lower and repeat the process. Alright guys, with that set, we're going to take our hub, slide it onto the spindle, and then take our large mechanical lock nut, slide it into place, and torque that down. Once that's all in, we'll take our hubcap dust cover, slide it on, and then take our brake rotor and put that into place as well. To assemble the brake caliper, we're first going to start by installing the slide pins. Then by installing the rubber slide pin connectors onto the caliper bracket. Put in our anti-chatter clip into the caliper and to the caliper brackets. And then once the caliper brackets slid onto the caliper, we'll put the pads in place. We'll then take our caliper that we assembled on the bench and then put it over tighten it up, and then we're ready to go on to the next section. Alright guys, now that we're all set with our front suspension, we're going to go ahead and in the next video show you how to bolt up your steering rack, steering shaft, and steering wheel assembly. See you next time.